We've had such a busy week this week getting adjusted to the new kitty and finishing up our custom projects one at a time.
Love it.
Do you?
Oh my goodness, beautiful this.
I kind of put a coordinating pattern on the top, like your bench.
Beautiful. I love the different colored for the legs and this along the bottom. Isn't that beautiful?
Margaret loved the coordinated piece that we did for her shoe storage in her entryway, and that makes me happy. Over at the barn this week, JR was working on that beautiful long table for the cottage project. We were joking about how it was the first table that we've ever owned that you could actually seat all of our family at one time. We decided on a paint color and figured we'd go with Fusion Mineral Paint because it's indoor-outdoor and I know it's going to hold up to the elements. This color is NEWELL from the newest Fusion Mineral Paint collection. JR added some pressure-treated lumber bottoms or bases to the legs, but everything else has just been salvaged from beams and floor joists. Gotcha. Okay, cool. We're finishing the top with a couple of coats of FUNKITURE Rock Hard, which is a marine grade varnish that we sell. We went to a shop in the Buffalo area that was closing so we could pick up a few display pieces and fixtures. It's really sad to me to see a small business like ours close their doors. I don't know what their circumstances are, but I know that being in this business, it's tough, and some days can be really discouraging. We go into these kinds of small businesses with as much passion and excitement as we have, and through any combination of circumstances could be forced to give up a dream. I know for me personally, lately I haven't been giving L&J Goods the special attention that it needs to continue to create that warm and inviting space. Back in the workshop this week, I decided to teach Laura Jean how to use an IOD Paint inlay. We're going to get as many projects as we can out of this one Gregory's Seeds inlay. So this is an inlay, and it comes in all these sheets, right? So what we need to do first is what I like to do is like to lay out the sheets so we can see what we have to work with. We spread it out there, face down, so we can kind of read what it is. Okay. That would be great. We're cutting apart all the elements so that we can use each of the graphic details in a mix and match fashion to fit the pieces that we're working on. Laura Jean brought in the top to an old broken down coffee table so that she could make a farm sign. I'm going to use the leftovers on other pieces of salvaged wood and trays that I have at the shop. The first thing we're going to do is to tape together all of the different elements so that they can be laid down as one piece on Laura Jean's tabletop. To get this positioned where I want it, and then I'll take a piece of blue tape.
And this isn't exactly perfect either.
Yeah, exactly. Or not exactly. But I'm going to have you look at that and tell me if that looks good to you. The middle there.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, good. All right, I put these little flaps on there so that I can, now that we've worked to get the position just right.
Okay.
So you want a generous coat. The paint has to be wet when we apply the inlay. And the thing with the inlays is they, you know, they're not perfection, okay? And I know that you, just like I do, I don't mind that rustic look, and I will add other distressing to this, and then we'll flip this guy down. Then I take the brayer, and I want to really get that worked right into that paint. Just work from the center out. And really get that pushed into the pigment. Okay. So I'll let you do the other side. But even if we do end up with a little line, a little ridge of paint, like where the paper stops, I have tricks to kind of help minimize that as well. Okay, so now Laura Jane, take the little misting bottle and very gently mist over this until it becomes more transparent again. I just take a cloth and I just press that in and sop up any excess. Laura Jean finished up the top of her tabletop, and then we let the paint dry, and I sent her home so that later on she can do that beautiful, surprising reveal of the paint inlay when she pulls it back. A few hours later, I talked her through the removal of the inlay, and she was so surprised at how awesome it turned out. I prepped all the inlays for my pieces and then painted the box and signage. Laura Jean added a little bit of extra transfer detail to her sign and then finished it off by waxing and doing a little distressing. Yesterday, while we were at the store that was closing, we picked up some fixtures for the shop and some other project-oriented things. The good news is the shop owners simply sold their building and they are relocating. One of the things that always gets me re-excited about our shop is making some adjustments inside. Moving things around, resetting, selling a few pieces of furniture always is a good thing to get that momentum going. Here's one thing I know for sure. This business is hard, and I pray daily that we make it through one last dip in the economy, one last shift in design trends, and one more budget adjustment. We love what we do here, and I'm so thankful that we have the opportunity at this moment in time to do what we love. During a recent podcast episode that I recorded with Dion the Turquoise Iris, we get real about owning this type of a creative business. The link to the podcast is in the description box below. The table is finished, and of course I can't wait for the pea gravel to see what it's going to look like in its new space.
Birds are flying all around. Some fall and hit the ground. This is where I should belong, inside a simple song.
Next, I'm going to need to figure out a way to disguise these propane tanks. I think I have an idea, and I think it's going to involve an IOD inlay.
I will love you till I die, on shaky ground.
I'll also be on the hunt this week for a used coffee table that I can refurbish for our living room. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'll leave links in the description box below for any of the products that we used.
I'm tired in oh so many ways. Been gone for 7 days. I don't know why I can't explain. My heart delivers pain. And I got nothing more to say.
We sure do love that you follow us here, and would love it if you would subscribe, leave us a comment, and let us know what you'd like to see next from L&J Goods. You can find us at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York, or at lnjgoods.com.